Thanks for contribution. Yes. If you guys give me answers like this, I would be more happy. See, topic number one, what we have covered, point-to-point communication, correct?
Okay.
When I say point-to-point communication, this is a communication between QMGR A to QMGR B, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And then what we have talked, about DLQ concepts. It means when you send a message from queue manager A to B and queue manager B local queue get fulls, what will happen? It will go to dead letter queue. You find a reason code and you use a WMQ DLQ to reroute the messages from dead letter queue to application queue. This is a dead letter queue concept is a very key concept and very important. And next thing is channel under the concept of triggering, we have covered channel triggering. So when I say triggering is a concept. Event will occur based on the conditions met. So your channel is going to start whenever your conditions met on a transmission queue. That is the condition number one. Condition number two, your channel will wait for a particular interval of a time and then it goes disconnect. I'll write those two conditions here. Okay. Channel will only start based on the messages or traffic in the TQ. TQ stands for transmission queue. Channel will wait for particular interval of time. If the messages are not coming, then it will get disconnect.
Yes.
If no traffic, then inactive. Okay. Now, now we have covered a channel triggering concept. Now the next topic is application triggering. For example, imagine the messages has gone from queue manager A to queue manager B. Okay, we have planned a point-to-point communication to achieve that functionality. I don't want my channel to be running continuously. For that, we have a channel triggering. Now, when messages reaches to the destination queue, and whoever the application connected to that particular queue should get a notification, right? Hey, boss, messages came to your queue. Can you go ahead and read the messages? Correct?
Yes.
This is called application triggering. When I say triggering, before that you have to listen the word. Okay, what kind of triggering we are talking about? Either it is a channel or application. If I am talking about application triggering, means we are triggering application. We are going to tell the application, hey, go ahead and start reading the messages automatically. So you are triggering the application in the sense you are starting the application. When you start the application, messages from that particular local queue will get connect and read the messages. So this scenario we can't do real time, but what I can do is I can make some conditions to your destination local queue, and I'll make sure one application will get a trigger. But that application will not read the messages because this is not a real-time application. But in real-time environment, when you trigger the application, what will happen? That application which got triggered, that will read the messages from the destination local queue. You got my point? Am I clear on the explanation or am I confusing you guys?
No. Clear.
It's clear, right? Okay.
Yes.
Let me open the command prompt. So what the basic things I do whenever I open a command prompt? I'll check the status of queue managers. Why my queue manager started? Tell me. I didn't start the queue manager, right? My queue managers are getting started whenever I start my laptop. My queue managers will shut down whenever I shut down my laptop. Just before the class only, I've started my laptop. Okay. So few things are there that you need to look in along with the system reboot. I'll cover that in going forward further classes. Just giving you a hint. Okay.
Okay.
Let me go to the key manager B and check the listener. LIST. Start listener. mgrb dot lsl. Okay, already active. Super. If you could see display channel UMGR A dot UMGR B. What is our conditions we have put here?
Channel.
No. Sorry. Transmission key. Trig depth 5. Trig type depth. Trigger. Okay. Once I started messaging, yes, what? RQ, UMGRA. I just make sure my channels are running, then we'll start with the lab. Currently, they are inactive because of channel triggering. Okay. Okay, my center channel got running. Let's go to PMGRB. Because I want one communication between queue manager A to B has to be running. Then we can talk about local queues here. Queue manager B dot LQ display QMGR B dot LQ for depth max depth. Okay, see my curve depth is 10 here. So what I will do, AMQS get UMGR B dot LQ UMGR B. I'll try to get the messages. I'm trying to again put the messages. PEPTH. Okay. So I'm putting the messages. Messages are coming to my destination local queue. Everything looks fine. Now, whenever any messages come to this local queue, I mean the destination side local queue, messages are coming here, correct? Whenever any messages comes here, application has to trigger. It means some notepad has to be open. It means in the real time that that application will read the messages from the queue. Now let's see the conceptual wise definition. You see here application triggering is application applicable for the destination side local queue. So you have to give this syntax: define queue local, trigger, trigger type, every. This is init queue. This is process notepad. So whichever queue you are going to apply the trigger condition, that queue you have to alter. Correct? Alter QL TQ QMGRB dot LQ.
Sorry.
Trigger type. You want to give every, or if you want to try with first, it's up to us. I'll try with initially every, I'll explain you why. For each and every message, the application queue will get open. Init queue, IQ, process is notepad. When I say process here, process is the application. For example, in real time, it could be ICICI Bank, like that. Okay. Define QL, that is our local queue, trigger type every, init queue is IQ. We have to define the IQ rate, which we are using already. Now, next is, we are using a notepad here as our application. So we have to define that application as part of a practice. So define process of notepad, application ID. When I say application ID, it has to start the application, correct? So that's what we are giving here, notepad.exe. So this is a syntax, just follow as it is, okay? No need to think about it as of now until you see the lab. Define process of notepad, application ID,
notepad.exe. Windows
application type. Application type is Windows. So these are the changes that we need to do to our destination side local queue. After doing this, what we need to do is we need to open another command prompt. So in dead letter queue concept, we have seen that random queue, DL we have started some process. Correct? Like that, here what we need to do, run MQ TRM, which is a trigger monitoring process. Okay. What is our destination queue manager name? QMGRB -Q IQ. So before this, what I need to do is, whatever the messages are there in this AMQS, get QMGRB.LQ, QMGRB. I have to clear my queue, destination queue. Let me cross check either the queue is clear or not. QMGRB.LQ, my card depth, perfect. My card depth is 0. What is that? My destination queue manager local queue is 0. So my expectation is whenever I run this trigger monitor process, for example, here, if 5 messages are coming, okay, I want 5 notepads to be open. You're getting my point? If I put 2 messages, 2 notepads will get open. But in my source side, I have put a condition as a 5. So minimum, maximum, minimum I have to put 5. So I'll put more than 5 messages, 6 messages. The expectation is number of messages comes to my destination queue. Those many notepads has to be open. Then my application triggering is success. You guys are with me? You guys getting the point?
Yeah.
Okay. Initiation queue.
Missing or wrong type.
Run MPTRM -Q IQ. IBM M2 trigger monitor started. Initiation queue missing. Okay. Sometimes if it is saying that if initiation queue is missing, then we have to run it from the location where the IQ is available. Equivalent program files
MQ,
IBM MQ. If you're not able to find our queue manager folder directory, then you can search with the name of the queue manager where the directory structure got created. Okay.
Okay.
So what we need to look at is queue manager A. Whenever messages comes to triggered local queue manager will find the trigger message information called application which to the initiation queue with your own. At initiation queue long different process of notepad. Correct, right? We didn't miss anything here. Oh, okay. Got it. So when we use the definition, trigger type every, right?
Yes, every.
Init queue IQ, correct. Process notepad. So we have given everything actually. Oh, okay. Did you see that? I did a typo mistake here. Rather than IQ, I have given ITQ.
IPQ.
This small mistakes will create a lot of issues. Here we define Q local EQ. Now I'll run the trigger monitor process. Okay. So trigger monitor process started. Now what do I have to do is AMQ is put
the message.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 because channel triggering applicable. My expectation is how many messages in my destination side local queue? 6 messages,
5,
right?
6 messages. You put 6.
Display QL umgrb dot LQ. Code depth, if you see 6 messages. So my expectation is I have got notepad only open one time. If I close this notepad, second notepad will get open. Okay.
Okay.
Here. See, second one is coming. I'll close this. Third one will come. If I close this, fourth one will come. If I close this, fifth one will come. If I close this, sixth one will come. This is the last. Why these many times application is getting triggered? Because we have selected every here. Rather than every, if you select first, only one notepad will get open n number of times. In real time, what will happen? They won't use every. For example, if they have a batch of messages like 10,000 messages or 1 lakh messages, they don't want application to get a trigger every time, right? If you give a notification only one time to the application, it will start and it will start reading the messages from the queue. You got my point?
Yes.
No need to give every. So display QL queue manager B dot LQ, correct?
Hmm.
Trigger type, I will say it as first. Init queue. Okay, sorry, I have to use alter command. Alter QL queue manager B dot LQ. Trigger. What is the trigger type? First. Let's not put every because I don't want to open a notepad all the time. Trigger,
Yeah.
trigger type, and then init queue. Anything else in the definition? Init queue, process notepad. Now what will I do? I'll use AMQS put again. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Anything problem? Run MQSC, PMGRA, display CHS. Okay. My channel type is running. Run MQSC, QMGRB. What happened to the destination side QMGRB dot LQ? Code DEPTH. Okay, my previous message has not got read because the maximum depth is 10 only, right? AMQS get QMGRB dot LQ QMGRB. Now let's put the messages again. So we need to stop and start the trigger monitor process over here. Okay. It's still taking for every only.
Hmm.
Then MQSC, QMGRB, display QL, QMGRB dot LQ for depth. AMQS get QMGRB dot LQ QMGRB. Now QMGRB display QL QMGRB dot LQ. What is our trigger type? Trigger type is first, correct?
Oh.
Now I will stop this. I'll start this again. And after starting the trigger monitor process, I will try to put the messages again. My expectation is if I put 6 messages also, I have to get only one notepad, not 6 notepads, correct?
Yes.
Because I've changed it to first.
First.
So none of the notepad got trigger. Why? Okay, notepad got trigger in the backend. See, we are succeed. Now, if you want to put messages again, Before that, what you need to do is you need to get the messages. In real time, this notepad is going to read the messages from this local queue. You're getting my point? Our job is just to trigger the message. Once you trigger is done successfully, the application will read the messages from the queue automatically. Am I clear, guys?
Yes.
I'm trying to put messages again. Riaz, what is going to happen? Tell me.
Going to fill.
For n number of messages also, only one notepad will get fire. See,
Yes.
the notepad got fire in the back end. So this is first. When we put every n number of messages goes to the destination local queue, n number of notepad will get fired.
Those
So
many
today's
notepads.
concept, the wonderful concept is application triggering. Application triggering to trigger the application so that messages can be processed from the application queue. Okay. Am I clear, guys?
Yes.
Any doubts on this today's concept? If I put 10
Notepad
messages,
will
10 notepad will get open. If I put
open.
first for a batch of messages, the batch can be 100, 1000, 10,000 or 1 lakh. Only one time it will get a trigger. What is that going to trigger? Application. What is that application is going to do? Application is going to read the messages from the destination side, the local queue. This is a practice environment, so we don't have a real-time application. This is what a trigger application can do. Okay. So tomorrow the concept will be like authorization concept. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts so far?
I'm good.
So what is important here is these commands. Sorry. Hmm. So we are done with today's topic. We will cover tomorrow authorization concept. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just trying to copy paste the things what I have executed. Any doubts, Riaz?
Okay for me. No issue. I'm good.
So channel triggering means you are going to trigger channel. Application triggering means you are going to trigger application. Point-to-point communication means you are making a communication between two queue managers so that you can they can transfer the messages from source to destination.
Yes.
And dead letter queue means if something goes wrong with the messages, if the messages is not having a right destination queue name, if the person who is sending messages not having a right authority, if the queue is full, whatever the reason, messages will go to the dead letter queue. So very important thing is how we are going to route the messages from dead letter queue to application queue. Let me repeat. When you're going to process some messages from dead letter queue to application queue, this is a real-time P1 issue in production environment. That is a very, very critical thing. If normally 98.99% you won't get an opportunity to configure the dead letter queue for your queue manager. But in case if you get it, like to create a queue manager freshly, to configure a dead letter queue for that queue manager, you guys are really lucky, I would say. Okay, 98% the job will be like support job. Any questions for me so far, or else we can wind up?
Okay, I'm good, Akbar.
Okay,
Thank you.
fine. We'll connect tomorrow. Okay. Just Riaz, what do you do?
Yeah.
Just call me tomorrow 10 o'clock. Might be I'm having some changes, plan changes tomorrow. I'll try to start from office. We'll see how it goes. 1 minute. Let me stop the recording.